Assalamu alaikum, ready for revolution, brother Eric Ture Muhammad here. Pretty happy that I found my little headsets. Couldn't find them for a few days. So I'm always left thinking that the voice and the inflections are somewhat distorted. So I'm glad I have them. I'm also apologizing now for my appearance. I'm getting ready for a homegoing celebration this weekend, and you can't get your hair did too early. So I'm a lot scruffy in the face, and I have an unkept head, but it's only for another day or so. So please bear with the appearance. Please bear with the sleepy shirts and all that kind of stuff. All right, so pray all is well. Ready for revolution. Assalamu alaikum. This stream has been running around in my head for the last few days called 15-5. 15-5. Massive action plan. 15-5. Massive action plan. And what we're talking about is taking massive action. We're talking about making the most of our time. We're talking about smelling the flowers and giving the flowers while we live. Very, 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 very important. You have 24 hours in a day, family. 24 hours in a day. It's more exact than the science of Islam, but it's 24 hours a day, okay? In those 24 hours a day, or 84,600 seconds, however that breaks down, you know, there's a lot that you do with your time, okay? There's a lot of activity going on. Life goes on. And as a result, you know, the clock continues to turn. And what's very important to understand is once that time is spent, you can't get it back. All right. So instead of living in regret of how you used your time, then you find those techniques, those strategies, those skill sets that allow you to make the most of the time that you have. All right. Because time, life, none of that is guaranteed. We're here today. We could be gone tomorrow. We can be gone in the next few minutes. So it's what you do all in between that is deemed ever so important. And so in this process of networking and in this process of wealth building, I want to talk to you about 15-5, where that came from. I worked in the hotel industry for many years. In the hotel industry, we had what was called a 5-10-15 rule. Okay, 15 feet away, you're acknowledging someone's presence. Within 10 feet, you smile at them. Within 5 feet, you speak with them. Why? Because this was the activity you took to engage the guests coming into a hotel or coming into that property that allowed them to feel comfortable, recognized, and received. So by the time they got to the front desk or wherever their destination was, they were comfortable, they were at home, they were at peace. All right. Since that time, it's moved to a 15-5 step because they want you to be a little quicker with your acknowledgement of people coming in. It's also a security factor for them because there's all kinds of things going on in the world. And so it's a desire to engage the activity that you're in front of in the hospitality industry. How does that relate to us? Well, very simply, the 15-5 rule here is this. We have 24 hours in a day, and everybody claims to be busy. But what you do with your time, how you maximize your time, is very critical to your success in wealth building, very critical to your success in networking, very critical to your success in everyday life. So out of the 24 hours, those whole 24 hours, I know, you know, we have 15 minutes. Can you use 15 minutes to do what? To make massive action in your activity. All right. So in the world of wealth building, our world, for those who are on the line as affiliates or part of network or network marketing, you may not have the opportunity to run 20 hours a day. I have that flexibility of being able to run 20 hours a day. Why? Because I'm free. I've learned to finance my freedom where I move from 80 hours a week to 1, possibly 2 days a week, selling time for money. That's a job, in case you don't know what the definition is. A job is selling time for money. Okay, that's a whole nother subject. So when we talk about maximizing your time, many of you feel that you can't do networking because you have a job. Many of you feel you can't do it because you don't have a lot of time. But it's not about the amount of time you have. It's about what you do with the little time you're willing to engage yourself with. 15 minutes. How do you get the 15 minutes of time? Well, first you have to develop a skill set. You have to develop a mentality and a skill set. Okay, so I'll give you an example. When I first came into this world of Karatbars, I didn't know the business. I didn't know networking per se. I didn't know I was doing it naturally. I didn't understand. I mean, I understood that I was a very extroverted person. I was very outgoing, but I didn't know how that related to anything like networking, referral marketing, whatever the genre or the title is. I was just being me. But when I came into this business, I quickly realized no matter how fired up I was, no matter how excited I was with the opportunity, no matter how many people I reached out to, no matter how many thousands of people are in my downline or as a partner to me or pay line, I still lacked a skill set to keep the momentum from the immediate success I enjoyed because I knew people. And they moved off of my excitement or my emotion. But what happens now when you get past the excitement, get past the emotion? What are you able to replicate, or rather duplicate in them to keep them successful or keep them on a path of a consistent earning? Because their earning is also your earning. You follow me? So I got this sleepy shirt on it. I'm losing my mind over this. My wife gonna bust me all side of my head looking all, I'm sorry. Anyway, look. So 15 minutes. How did I get into the mindset of establishing a consistency in a regimen? Well, the first thing I had to do was get my mind right. I had to acclimate myself around the goal. So my goal, I'm assuming your goal is established. I'm assuming you have a dream. I'm assuming you have a vision for where you want to be 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 2 weeks away. So I'm just going to assume that off the top because that'll be a whole nother presentation. All right. So I have my goal and I laced the house with my goals, irritating the wife and family because it's wallpaper they didn't expect to see. Scribbling everywhere, 40,000 affiliates in my downline, 60,000 grams of gold. You know, whatever the goals are everywhere. But waking up, having prayer, I put on a presentation. Because if I don't have a lot of time, mind you, when I came into this, I was working 80 hours a week, folks. So I had to maximize time to absorb what I needed to finance my freedom. So I would put on a CD of Mr. Todd Best, Crisis and a Solution. I remember the first one. You know, I will put on presentations from Mr. Michael L. Dalco. I will put on presentations from Robert Kiyosaki. I will put on presentations from Miles Monroe. I will put on things from Les Brown. I will put on things from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I would surround my being with the thought process that would bring me closer to propelling myself into activity. I only had a few minutes to get ready for work. So I would get up. When I had an alarm clock, you heard me? When I had an alarm clock, I would stop it. I would get up. I would turn on a CD and go about my activities, getting myself ready to go to the plantation. I maximized every little bit of time I had because unfortunately, fortunately, all I had before me was time for background noise. So I allowed the subconscious to do the work. Then when I began driving, commuting back and forth, I would drop CDs in there and I would travel, gearing my mind towards the opportunity, gearing my mind and keeping myself fired up over what it is that I accepted to do to secure my freedom. All right. And I continued on that path. And you know what happens? As you continue to share with people, and as the people continue to come on board, and as people continue to organize themselves and duplicate what you have done, you gain wealth through time. because as that grew, and as I started to see income, residual income, my time on the plantation began to diminish, and my time for myself and my growth expanded naturally. So turn on something in the house that gets your mind right. Turn on something in your car that gets your mind right. Be like Brother Jeff Shipley. He goes out, he mows lawns every day. He don't care what the temperature is. He goes out for the exercise there in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. But you know what? He keeps his mind concentrated on the positive things as he's mowing the lawn, as he's developing his patterns in the yard. He's literally and actually developing a plan to execute because he's maximizing his time. You see, and these are the things that you have to do. You have to maximize the time as well as develop the skill set. Listening to things and listening to just anything can be a problem. It could be a problem. So I know that my skill as a doctor is not the same as a skill as a networker. My skill as an engineer is not the same thing as a networker. My skill as a cook, my skill as a servant, my skill as a manager, my skill as a carpenter or construction worker. These are not the same as networking skills. So now, as your time has expanded and you've seen the growth, your own personal growth, now you start filtering in the skill set, the nuts and bolts, the technique. See, the emotion brings you. The motivation fuels you. But the skill set developed will keep you. Your why will maintain you. Or maybe I should say the skill set will maintain you. Your why will keep you. Why you're doing it, why you get involved in it. Some of us are there out of emotion, but just don't understand why we're there yet. However, as you get there and as you take these steps to grow, you'll be there. 15 minutes in a day. Hell, most of us spend more time than that in the bathroom collectively in 24 hours. You can read in the bathroom. You can put on a CD in the bathroom. I'll probably have one on when I finally shave. I know this is a terrible look. I know y'all are talking about this, brother. FOI. I know. Listen, 15:5. So now you have these 15 precious minutes. How do you go to bed at night? Or whenever it is you retire? I'm assuming you go to bed at night. If you go to bed at night, you know what you can do in those last 15 minutes? Read. If you have an aversion to reading, because a lot of us treat reading like bleeding, but if you have an aversion to reading, I'm not asking you to read the whole book. Just pick up and read as far as you can. Can you read 10 pages? Can you read a chapter? You know what your strengths are. You know what you're able to tolerate. Pick up a book that allows your mind to focus on what your daily activity will be the following day. And as you get up, as you meditate, before or rather after prayer, before you get to your work activities, you may find yourself reading things. Now, I don't encourage news. I don't encourage turning on the television and watching news, going to bed any more than I do getting up in the morning. And I write for a news organ, for the Final Call newspaper. But why do I not encourage that? I don't encourage it because all that's on mass media is negative. Someone getting shot, someone getting stabbed, someone getting raped, something getting blown up, someone getting robbed, someone is murdered, someone's going to jail, someone should go to jail. I don't like this one for being a Republican. I don't like that one for being a Democrat. I don't like that one for not being invited to either one of the parties. Something's going on. Negative. Hey, my team lost in baseball. My team lost in basketball, football, soccer. Something negative is going on through 99% of your newscasts. So I don't suggest that you spend the first part of your morning and the close of your evening going to bed with negativity. One thing about friends, if it's something you're supposed to know, a friend will tell you. And you know how bad news spreads amongst people. If it's a good thing, you hear nothing almost. Let something bad happen, and everybody and their mama and them will tell you. Right or wrong, yes or yes. You see? So don't surround your mind and your subconscious and burden your heart with negativity, because it doesn't make for a peaceful rest. It makes you prepare for a fight, or the assumption of a fight as you awaken that's not there. You should never go to bed angry. You should never go to bed frustrated. You should always go knowing that there's something greater than your suffering, number one. And number two, you're going to bed to get the rest you seek. Okay. So those 15 minutes are precious. Then you get up. You get up as your day gets started. You turn the alarm clock off. You turn the CD on. Simple. Walk around the house. Take care of your dealings. Brush your teeth, comb your hair, wash your face, whatever it is you got to do to get ready to get your day going. You get in your car, or you're waiting at a bus stop, or you're waiting for someone to pick you up. Whatever you do, you surround yourself with the mindset. And as you grow in mindset, then you start incorporating skill set. And as you incorporate skill set, and as the time expands, because it will expand, you will thirst to find more time to feed your soul. All right. So that's 15 minutes. Where does the 5 come in, Brother Eric? Oh, simple. 15.5. In the world of Karatbars, we said you can get busy, save gold, and make money just off a $5 exchange. So if your time is limited and your finances are limited, then take $5 and save that a week and watch it grow for you. Listen, 1/10 of a gram. I keep telling you. I'll pull some more for this, and then we're going to jump because we're getting ready for the. How much is this? We're getting ready for the Gold Rocks training. We're doing a launch party at 4 p.m. Eastern live with Miss Tanisha Glaspie at at www.goldrocks.info, www.goldrocks.info, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Somebody type that into the comments, please. I'll acknowledge everyone in a minute before we get off. How much is this? This is a $20 US bill, US 20, right? It's a Federal Reserve note. What is the value of this dollar? It doesn't tell you. It says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private, and it has a denomination of $20, but that's not telling you its value, because it all depends on the value of the debt the note is carrying. All right, so $20. Now, can this $20 become 50? Can this $20 bill here, will this number ever change to be more than the 20 that it shows? The answer to that should be no, right? But for $5, you can get cash gold. Cash gold is our currency in Karatbars, and it'll soon be a standard currency throughout the world, because the fiat currency, the faith-based currency, is failing. So while it still has some value, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told me and told many, while it still has some value, get gold. Now you see in the center there, oops, I'm on the side. See in the center there, that's 1/10 of a gram of gold. That's pure gold embedded in this currency paper, right? If you burn this today, that 20 just becomes ashes. It's a 0. If you burn this today, the gold will still be there. Why? Because you cannot destroy gold. But I want you to think about this now. This is 1/10 of a gram. It costs roughly $5.10 euro right now. Let's just round down and say $5. This is 20. It's worth about, it's lost 97% of its value, so 3 cents per dollar. Wow. That's okay, 60 cents. You got a 60 cent note. You hear that? 60 cents. 60 cents. That's why you can go shopping with a $20 bill, and whatever you grab, you can put it in your pocket or purse. You won't be able to do that with this. Why? Because it's 1/10 of a gram of gold. This means that the value of it is governed by the gold that backs it. So if a gram of gold today is $1,000, this 1/10 of a gram is $100. And you bought it for $5 in fiat. So when you understand the power and the magnitude of what you have to save, what you do with maximizing your time and maximizing money will allow you to finance your freedom. 15 minutes, $5. 15 minutes, $5. Get back to the one who introduced this wonderful program to you of Karatbars International. If it was me, definitely inbox me and let's get you started right away on saving for your future through your free gold savings account. And then you can take this and turn it into a few of these. And you can do it once a week, twice a week, twice a month, once a month. You can do it daily. Save, 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 and watch the money work for you. And just as time expands with the 15 minutes you gave yourself, the money will expand with the $5 you've given yourself. All right, family, peace and power. I hope all is well. Let me go in and acknowledge some of my team that's here. I can't see a lot of it, but I know Brother Derek is on. Thank you, Brother Derek. Brother Mustafa, salam alaikum. Brother Halim, salam. Good seeing you, brother. Brother Jihad Billups, Aou. Yeah, the millennial extraordinaire of Kalfani, Team Kalfani. Al Muntaka Queen, Ali, thank you. Brother Roosevelt. Oh, Roosevelt. Yes, sir. Salam alaikum, brother. We need to get together, brother. Come on and stop playing and let's build this future. Brother Lenny Saunders, good to see you, brother. Thank you for being a part of the team. Sister Charlene Muhammad, salam alaikum. Finest the boss. Aou. We're going to be in Memphis, Tennessee. So I know y'all have seen some of the promotions that are going on out there. I mean, this thing is off the chain. Look out for Memphis. Look out for Memphis. I'm telling you right now. Now, we have a lot of activity. I'm on the road the remainder of this week all the way through Let's Go weekend. All right, so you'll be seeing us live streaming, coming up in different places. Myself, Mr. Best, Brother Khalito Muhammad. So many of us are on the road now trying to get people to understand this great wealth opportunity. And I'm going to share a little bit more with you to show you the power in it because, you know, no one sees us coming. Sister Barbara Waters. Hey, what's up, homie? Another business partner, Sister Maryam Muhammad. Salam alaikum. Glad to see you, Queen. We're getting you started with that 5, aren't we? All right. So, Brother Khalid Abdul Haq. Hey, good to see you. Us, Memphis. Listen, Memphis, I'm telling you, Memphis is on fire. I promised myself I wouldn't say what was coming in, but you know I can't hold water. But no, I'm going to hold it. Finest, I'm going to hold it. My brother, Pete. Glad to see you, brother. Glad to see you. Kitty GD. Hey, how you doing? All right, so, Uyaman. Assalamu alaikum. There's a whole lot of folk here. Brother Minister Jamil Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum. Glad to see you, sir. Oh, Sister Aminat. How you doing, Queen? My sister all the way from Ghana. She's in Nigeria this week, but she's all the way from Ghana. Glad to see you. Family, it's very simple. Saving gold back cryptocurrency. Tell a lot of people you will absolutely make a lot of money. Again, excuse my whiskers and all that good stuff. This is a family homegoing week for my father-in-law, Raymond Smith. I want to thank all of you for the condolences you've been sharing. But that also brings the last part of the message together when we talk about smelling the flowers while you live, giving the flowers while you live. It's very, very, very important to understand that death is nothing more than instructions for the living. It comes just as sure as you're born, you're going to die. That's just the way time works. So what do you do with your time in between? Because that's what helps you to establish your legacy. What do you leave? That ancestral realm is not just a realm where you're reminded of the activity of the loved one that has now gone on. The ancestral realm is part of the physical legacy they leave, so their name lives on. All right? So gold is an inheritable asset that you can leave with your loved ones. And when it's time for you to get called home, your name lives on because they will no longer have to work like you didn't have to work. They will no longer have to go out early morning because they know where they have to be when they're free. They will no longer have to go out and work for somebody else unless they just want the experience. Because we are his chosen, and being his chosen allows us to be stewards over his money. And when you unite your responsibility to his gift to you, you're free. Last point. Hey, brother Jason, Assalamu alaikum. MCJX. Brother Corey Berry. Listen. No one sees us coming. Wealth Builders Worldwide is a conglomerate of roughly 75 to 80,000 people, majority Black, around the world. And we're saving in gold. We made a decision to be millionaires by choice. Some of us multimillionaires by choice. Some of us billionaires by choice. Some of us multi-billionaires by choice. It was a choice. It is a conscious decision. And we've taken painstaking steps and sacrifices to redirect, to reprogram the consumer mentality, the indebted mentality, the mentality of the impoverished, because poverty is like a punishment for a crime you didn't commit. So we were now acting as if we were responsible for the poverty that we were subjected to. So we made a decision to deprogram ourselves from the consumer impoverished mentality, and we moved mightily, steadily, consistently toward the wealth building acumen. And so now when we go out and I look at a shirt, or I look at furniture, or I look at cars, I look at things I like to have, I immediately think about how many coins there will be if I just got that now. Why don't I just wait and just get more coins? Because the more you save, the more you earn. The more you tell people, the more you earn. And then it stretches this into this, and you have this to play with. The world doesn't see us coming. So when white folks and other folks in power catch on to the fact that gold is now available, affordable to the masses of people, and we already know it, who are they going to come to? Because the wealth builders are the only one heralding this call that gold is money, money is gold, and you need to see us right now. You need to get in right now. So it's about positioning. It's about positioning, Brother Rashad Sharif. Assalamu alaikum. It's about positioning. You need to go ahead and sign up for your free position now. You need to do that right now. Get back to the one who brought this opportunity to you right now. Because if you do, when everyone else comes, and they will, because they know what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has said. They know what Robert Kiyosaki has said. They know what Mike Maloney has said. They know what Kitco and all these gold affiliates say. You can look in the newspaper right now and see, when I first started talking to you, gold was 1,100 and some change an ounce. Now it's almost 1,550 an ounce. They speculate that by the end of the month, or by the end of September, it could possibly be at 1,620 an ounce. It could be 2,000 an ounce at the end of the year. Some of you are coming in right now at just $5. And you're doing it from a free position. It's free to join. It's your own business. It's a global economy. It's unlimited income. You have flexible hours. It's an inheritable asset. Every activity in the world of Karatbars is an income asset producing activity. There's no overhead, no employees. I just gave you a bunch of reasons. Oh, and it's free. I gave you 10 reasons and lost my headset. So I know it's time to go. I've given you 10 reasons as to why you should, as Mustafa says here, secure your birthright. Karatbars is a path to your birthright and your inalienable right. Okay, so family, www.goldrocks.info. That's going on in 15 minutes. We will be there at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sister Tanisha Glaspie will be doing and hosting the launch party. This shows you how to get your business started. Get on there, take a look at it, see what's happening with it, and then beat yourself up for not getting on sooner. But don't beat yourself up too bad where you can't take the 4 minutes it takes to register for your free gold savings account. Then tonight, the Freedom Call, same station, www.goldrocks.info. We'll be there with the leader of Wealth Builders Worldwide, our CEO and founder, Mr. Tyrone Best. And then immediately after that, an additional launch party with our senior partner, Brother Michael L. Dalco. All right, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, www.goldrocks.info. Launch party right now, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, www.goldrocks.info. Peace and power. Appreciate you all. Assalamu alaikum. Next time you see me, I'll probably have shaved by then.